Jordan texted me freaking out. I think it was yesterday. Was this yesterday?
2 days ago.
2 days ago?
Or no, it was yesterday, but I had
yesterday?
been researching it for
Oh,
the
okay.
day before.
Jordan did a day of research. He's like, okay, now I'm ready to tell Josh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, you remember that missing plane that happened? And I mean, obviously, you remember, I already told you. But if you out there remember about that missing plane that happened in 2014.
The Malaysian plane.
Yeah.
Among the greatest aviation mysteries of all time, MH370 disappeared. The Malaysia Airlines passenger plane and all 239 people on board never seen again.
And we just can't find it. We don't know where it went. It's just gone.
It's gone. What happened?
What happened to it? And looking and everything. Well, some video right after that surfaced. Like, was sent to this guy on YouTube, like a week after that. Or like a couple days after that.
Uh-huh.
And it was a screen recording of a video that looked like it was from the military. Sent it to this guy. The guy didn't post it for like 2 months because I don't think he believed it. You know what I mean? But then probably got a little convinced, like, hey, this is actually, the guy maybe was talking to him. So he actually posted the video on YouTube, and then the video, I guess, gets shown a lot by a lot of people, and it took me 10 years to finally see this video, Josh.
And you're out looking for this.
And I'm looking for this stuff. How could I not have seen this ever? Never heard of it one time. Somebody out there on Instagram was like, hey, Jordan, I listened to the podcast. I really think that you would like this other podcast called Blurry Creatures. And it's these guys who like to talk about just these, like, you know, the Bigfoot footage or stuff like that. But it's actually very interesting. They come at it through like a Christian perspective.
Oh.
Of like, hey, if this is real, like they actually do deep research into like who are the craziest of the crazy people who are like, not crazy as in a bad way, but they're like dedicating their entire lives to psychoanalyzing the 60-second footage of Bigfoot. And like seeing how his feet flex compared to a human, where his knee is and how his thigh flexes and compared to this, and like anatomically like diagnoses this is real.
Yeah.
And so their whole thing is like, okay, well, so if this is real, like, how does this work with our Christian faith? How does like this? And so it's like what I do all day long. So I was like, this is the only, and it happens. These guys are from Nashville.
You gotta get on their show. You gotta get on their show.
I have nothing to say.
Oh.
But anyway, so they got the guy on who's like kind of heading up this whole thing about psychoanalyzing this footage to death.
Oh.
And it will have the video playing on the screen, but it's the airplane, the Malaysian airplane comes in, then, you know, 3 orbs start floating around it in this like triangulation pattern. And then the plane just blips away.
It's gone.
And and you think, okay, it's just a little crappy video, like it's got to be fake, right? That's what I thought when I saw this. I've looked at so much stuff in my life. I know it's fake. I know stuff is fake, and so it's like, oh, well, imagine. And so I like watching it, knowing full well that, all right, I can't convince myself this is true. But with this, when I really looked into it a lot more, it's like, dude, this actually feels real. Like I both hope it is real and that it isn't real. But the thought is that, this sounds so nutty, but the thought is that the United States military has these weapons where they can actually just blip stuff into a wormhole and send it someplace else. Which sounds crazy until you realize that you would need superconductivity to be able to do this. Okay, that's just kind of like a thing.
They've got it.
They've got that.
They're hiding it from us.
Right. They've got that, apparently, if this is real. But the thing that is kind of convincing, even if you think the video is faked, even though it's actually a satellite video, that's why it looks kind of weird, because it's like looking down on a plane. So you're literally looking down on a plane and all these cumulus clouds and stuff like that. But it's like two images that can be stitched together. They're both slightly offset angles. It would be the most crazy, and to produce this in like 2 days, it's like the craziest thing to fake. 2 fake videos that are slightly offset, 2 completely different angles though. When you put them together, it creates a 3D image that you can look at through glasses or whatever, and it like makes like a 3D thing that like they would look at. There's also another layer, another video from a drone that's a proven drone. This is what that drone footage looks like of the plane. It's like a thermal view of the plane, just getting blipped out into oblivion through a wormhole, But the thing that's really convincing, if you don't believe the videos, which I do, if you don't believe the videos, the weird thing is that 20 of the people that were on that plane were some of the top scientists in superconductivity. And they just got blipped off the map.
Use their own technology against
them, Josh. They're gone. They used their own technology against them. Why? Why would they have done it?
Wouldn't you normally spread those people out over multiple planes?
This is a real thing that happens. You don't fly all of your top people on all of the same planes. Like 20 people on one plane is just idiotic. Normally they would spread this out. 5 people on this one, 5 people on this one. They throw 20 people on the plane and then blip it out of existence.
That's why you don't do it, because you get blipped out of the sky like it's nothing.
Exactly.
So they think that the plane got blipped and just popped up somewhere else.
The theory
on planet Earth. In the same time and space, or just...
Well, no, sometime that there would be time dilation because you would be going faster than the speed of light. I think all this stuff sounds so nutty until you realize that there is science out there that this literally can exist. This isn't even if the video is not real, this kind of thing can happen. This isn't this thing to laugh at. It actually probably will exist at some point if it doesn't already. So just seeing that video, seeing how all those different camera angles, you can play them all at the same time. Somebody would have had to have made a 3D rendering and then just changed the angles and then, but then then there's drone footage of the same kind of drone, and you can see, no, that drone footage from that was filming that airplane, it is the same drone footage. It's just, it's the same make and model. It's just this one caught the picture of the airplane getting blipped, and then the other one is just filming other stuff. But they're reacting the exact same way.
The drone footage at the end looks like it's like a cartoon. The way that it just pops and has that little cloud that appears for a second.
The interesting thing is what's funny is when you look at the video, it's like somebody who made that would have had to have known almost scientifically what it would kind of look like if that did happen, because on the thermal layer of that it would be black. It wouldn't be you would think, oh, maybe it's an explosion of some sort on the thermal level of it, but you would think it would, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows if it's real, but it's interesting. If it is real, then that's both gives me hope and doesn't have to.
They're hiding superconductivity
from me.
Research from us.
Yeah, I know. That's a problem.
Look, as soon as we have superconductivity at a room temperature, that's game over for everybody. For anybody that wants to keep you captive.
You can't be enslaved if you have free energy.
You can have free food. You can have free everything.
At that point, the government would just have to charge you for living.
At that point, the government would pay. They would pay you. It's like, hey, look, we'll pay you if you let us stay in charge.
Yeah, we'll pay you a lot of money. That's true.
Reverse tax. That sounds nice. Man, imagine that. That would be great. Okay, just give us some. Keep showing us legitimacy. We'll pay you $1,000 a month. All right.
Anybody who's interested in just looking that up, I'll send Josh the link of Blurry Creatures this episode, and also the guy on Twitter will post his Twitter account. You can just look at that. It's interesting to just listen to him talk, because it's pretty convincing when you listen. It seems crazy, but it also seems a little bit convincing too.
One of our craziest conspiracy theories yet.